Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It feels really weird here today given that we had a public holiday yesterday and it just feels a little bit strange. So good morning, welcome. If you're watching the replay, good afternoon. If you're in the fabulous United States or anywhere else on the other side of the world, good evening. I hope you're all doing fabulous. Good morning, Ainsley. Thanks for joining. Yay! So one of the questions that comes up, good morning, Tamara, is around how do you find the energy and the motivation, good morning, Jeremy, when things don't feel like they're working. Or if you're feeling like, I guess like the expansion on that is if you feel like you're not getting results fast enough, or maybe you've just got a mojo dip or a funk going on. It's really hard. Morning, Helena. Your book's on the way, by the way. It's in the post. I think it went in on Monday. So yay, you. So it can be a really interesting thing, right? When you've got this really big goal, this really big dream of how it is you want your business to be and how you want your company to grow. And maybe things aren't moving as fast as what you might like, or it might feel like, I know I felt like this before, where it's like no matter which way I turn, it feels like I cop it from all sides. And that can be really demotivating. You know, this morning I wanted to be completely brutally honest with you and let you know that this happens probably more than what you might realize in the journey and in the path of growing your business and expanding your company and getting this stuff going on. And I think one of the things that we've got to take a really good look at is, number one, what are your expectations? And I'm a huge fan of not being realistic, but we've also kind of got to be realistic in some instances, right? I mean, you might want to get to 100,000 a year, 250,000 a year, 500,000 a year, $1 million a year, 10 million a year, whatever your number is. But just because you go and put a whole lot of time and effort in for maybe 6 months doesn't mean that it's going to start to pay off straight away. So we've got to be really mindful about about the goals that we're setting for ourselves, and are they, not necessarily realistic, but are our expectations setting us up for failure and disenchantment, or are they setting you up to keep you motivated? For me, one of the things that does not keep me motivated is the lure or the allure of making $1 million a year or $10 million a year. It is not enough to keep me motivated. It used to be. I used to be really motivated, and the caveat here is that what you're promoting, what you're selling, what you're doing is helpful, right? It's not just about the money, it's about the way that we make the money. But for me, like a really big thing that got me out of bed early, that kept me working late at night, that kept me producing an obscene amount of content and marketing and putting in ridiculous amounts of hours, was this desire to hit and exceed financial goals. These days, that's not enough for me. So it's really hard to find that, or it may be hard to find the motivator that is going to keep you moving on, right? That the motivator that is going to keep you going and digging deep. It's a little bit like when you go to the gym, right? Now, for those of you who have done any form of exercise ever, you will know that if you've done it consistently, we kind of hit a plateau. And I'm looking for a piece of paper to draw a picture on, because let's do that. So I'm going to show you the step method. So you can be going to the gym, not really seeing any results. And then all of a sudden, it's like you start seeing your muscles pop out. It's like your nutrition's on point. Everything kind of just works. But then as our body becomes used to it, we often will plateau, and you might still see some growth, but not not an exponential growth period. And then something happens, and then you either get a new program, or you change up your exercise, or you increase your weight, so you do something, and then your results tend to come thick and fast again. So business can be similar. It's in that plateau that I find that it can be really hard or challenging or interesting, depending on the adjective that you want to use, to find that motivation to keep going. So the thing that you need to do in those moments is actually just take some time to stop and breathe, right? And it can feel counterintuitive because you know what we've had shoved down our throats, particularly in the last 7 years with entrepreneurship being the new black. Anyone can build a business, everyone can be a coach, everybody can do this, everyone can build a brand, everybody can be whatever the hell they like. And you know what, I don't disagree. You can create whatever the heck it is that you want. But we've also had this really unfair, in my opinion, unfair set of expectations presented to us because nobody talks about how fucking hard it is on a daily basis sometimes to keep going and to find that mojo and to keep carrying on and keep on keeping on. Good morning, Beck. And usually the prescription for I'm feeling really tired, I'm exhausted, I can't go on, is to, well, you've got to hustle harder, you've got to dig deeper, you've got to find that thing, find that inner strength, find that grit, keep going, rah, 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 rah. And, I worked with mentors a few years ago where that was their philosophy back then. And I've had that philosophy in the past as well until it came a crunch where it was like, there has got to be a better way. There has got to be a better way of growing businesses, growing brands, marketing ourselves, helping people, getting clients, making money, than the way that we've been particularly educated in the internet marketing industry and the coaching and the consulting industry over the past few years. There's got to be a better way. So you've got to find that motivation for you, and you're not going to find it if you don't allow yourself the space to sit down and think about what the heck it is that you really want. And secondly, why is it that you really want that? So I spent some time, some of you are aware, I've shared this story with some of you before. Late last year, early this year, I didn't want to play anymore. It was hard work. I'd fallen well and truly out of love with my business. I was resenting the fact that I needed to put marketing out. I didn't want to film blogs. I didn't want to talk about what I was talking about anymore. I had this real crisis of faith, if you like. It's a real crisis of almost resenting this business that I built with the intention of creating freedom and choice and, yes, financial rewards and everything else like that. And it was slowly killing me. And it took some time to stop and breathe and say, this is what you guys need to do. Sometimes you just need to down tools, and it might be 5 minutes. It might be half an hour. It might be a day. It might be a week. It might be 3 months. You've got to do what you've got to do. And again, this is where that counterintuitiveness can kind of feels like it's a bit counterintuitive, because if you're not working, if you're not producing, if you're not marketing, then you're not going to get results, right? Well, here's the thing. Interestingly, when I pared back, the income and my results didn't go down proportionally with the amount that I pulled back, right? Really, really interesting. But what did happen, it's a bit like the bow and arrow, right? In order for that arrow to be able to propel forward, you've really got to pull back. You've got to have that tension. And then it can feel like, all right, oh my gosh, gotta let go. You aim, and then you pshong. That's the sound it makes, right? Off goes that arrow. So sometimes it means if you can't find that motivation, and the answer is not always hustle, dig more, do more, produce more, get out there more, network more, market more. It's if you're doing it from a place of feeling frenetic, then you're going to get results that echo that energy. And that's where you can have some dodgy clients come through. It's where you can lower your standard perhaps with who it is that you work with, or, things like that. Or sometimes things just go freaking haywire. So, Beck, I'm really pleased that you review what the heck you're doing regularly. I'm really pleased. The thing that I've learned My check-in point is if I'm feeling anxious or stressed or overwhelmed or frustrated or demotivated or anything like that. It's like I always come back to, well, this is supposed to be fun. Yes, it's supposed to produce results. Yes, it's supposed to add value out into the market. But if this is not fun, then what the heck is going on? What is going on here? So that's the checkpoint for me. And it's like, okay, well, have I taken on something that I'm not really jazzed about? And maybe the answer is yes. And for whatever reason it is that I decided to do that, then it allows you to recalibrate. So the questions to ask yourself are these. If you're feeling demotivated, am I just being lazy? That's a very honest question that you need to ask yourself. Are you just being lazy? Are you being a little bit of a princess or a prince? Are you deciding to cut your nose off to spite your face to prove a point because you just don't want to do something even though you know that you should, right? It's another really big honest question that you've got to ask yourself. Are you just being a bit of a spoiled brat? I don't know. I know I have been. So I don't want to do that. I know it's going to work, but I just don't want to do it. And it's like, well, you know what? Are you being an asshole, Nicola, or are you actually, is there a clue in all of this? So you've got to have those honest conversations with yourself. The next thing that you've got to ask is, are you doing what it is that you want to do? And then, is that end goal enough to pull you forward? Is that thing that you want enough to drive and motivate you? Because if it's not, then you're going to have a look at what else you can substitute in that thing there. Like, what is that end game? You're going to have to find something else to motivate you and keep you going on, because it's more often than not, if that's not doing it for you, then maybe your values have shifted. Maybe your values have adjusted compared to what they were when you set that goal. Maybe you've got a new set of beliefs. Maybe you've got a new set of behaviors or a new muscle that you need to build in order to get to that goal, in order to get to that point. Only you can answer this for you. Now, other times it might just be that you need someone to hold you accountable. Maybe it is having someone, thanks, Beck, I'm glad this is helpful. Maybe it's around you need to have someone that you can check in, someone to compete against, that's going to help get you motivated. So an external motivator is not always a bad thing. An internal motivator is more sustainable, to be honest with you, because that external motivator, you can make up a whole bunch of reasons and excuses, and at the end of the day, you are the one that needs to do the work. No one else can do it for you. So it's about finding that balance of what is it that's going to keep me moving forward. So for me, the thing that I want more than anything in this business and more than anything in this world is to serve you guys. If I didn't have to make money, if I had $25 million in the bank or $10 million in the bank and I didn't need to make money, this is exactly what I would be doing. Maybe I would do more stuff in person because I'd have the financial capacity maybe to drag my family around all over the world and do that type of stuff. But it's still doing this. It's traveling to the States like I am next year. It's running the events that I want to do next year. It's allowing myself the time and space to think and create new intellectual property, come up with new ideas, come up with different ways of explaining things. This is me doing what it is that I want to do. So it makes it so much easier then to go, you know what, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and you know what, just do it, because I know that this is the stuff that lights me up. This is the stuff that fuels me. So some might say that that's not a good thing because, it's about that external feedback, but I love talking to you guys through here. I love talking with you guys on the phone. I love speaking with you guys in events and things like that. That is why I am here. I love it. To motivate, inspire, educate, and help you achieve your goals and dreams. So that's what it is for me. That's the stuff that motivates me. And the other thing, I've got to be honest with you, the other thing that motivates the shit out of me is having really beautiful clothes, really awesome handbags, and really fabulous shoes. let's just go. Let's just be a little bit materialistic for 1 second. I love the shit out of that. But I also really love the buzz and the joy that comes from connecting with you and helping you have those light bulb moments that helps you to be able to get out and do more of what it is that you're here to do. So I hope that helps you. You know, it's different for everyone. Some people, I know for me, I used to have my income goals all over my wall. I've got different things. So I'll show you the different things that motivate me at the moment. Oh, hi Leanne, good morning. Well, that's really close, isn't it? Let me move my camera around. So let's turn that little light off. Look, there's my little trusty tripod. So that's my plan for next year, hiding behind my lamp just there. And then up the top, there is my calendar for this year. Then the other things that help keep me motivated, I've got the words or the phrases that I really want to live by this year. So those ones that are up there now are for 2018. I've got my book. You know, the book is, for me, it's a bit like an anchor, so that all of the stuff that I talk about is tied in with that, but then expanded as well. I've got my content map up there because, you know, I'm in love with it, in case you hadn't noticed. Then the other stuff, just if I move my laptop away. So I've got the model from the book. That's my financial goal. It's not like really big and huge like it used to be. I've got a thing that I'm developing in terms of my thinking here. I've got my goal for visible with how many people I want to have in the room next year. That's a huge reminder for me. Like, don't be hung up on the outcome. And then I've got a bit of a marketing plan in front of me there as well. So I have little things around me to provide little anchors of motivation and to help provide me with structure, because otherwise, you know, hashtag shiny things and, you know, all of that. So find that thing for you, because at the end of the day, the world needs you. Your people need to know who you are. They need to find you. And the only way that they're going to find you is if you become more visible, right? So be really clear on that. Go get yourself out there. Go help some people. And you guys have just got to just get more visible. Yeah. Now, Helena, I can't see you. I can't see the rest of your comment because my fingers are going like splodgy, hilarious, all over the screen there. Let's see. No, I can't even read your comment. All I can see is that it says, tremendously thanks heaps. I just realized that I've spent the last few months fighting everything and I can't read the rest. So that's really hilarious. I will read the rest once we've finished off here, and I'll make sure that I reply to that. Beck, I'm so glad that that's helped you as well. And I'm, really looking forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow. Just, you know, get out of your own way, guys, and have those honest conversations with yourself. And sometimes the answer to feeling a lack of motivation is just that you're freaking tired and you just need a break and you just need to breathe. So sometimes that's the answer. And sometimes you just need to do it and not be hung up on the outcome, not worry about how that is going to impact momentum or results or whatever the heck else it is that's going on. Because your business is you, right? Your brand is you. And if you aren't functioning, or if you're not feeling motivated, or if you're producing substandard content or anything like that, then that's going to flow back into like the results and the feedback that you'll get in terms of those results. All right. So sometimes you just need to breathe. All right. Go and have a great day. Get out there, help some people. Really awesome to chat with you. I'm in dire need of coffee, so I'm going to go and do that. Have a really beautiful day. I will talk with you all tomorrow at 9 right here on the Coffee Run. My name is Nicola Moras. If we haven't met before, if you have any questions, please type them in below. You can message me. I'm completely an open book. I would just love to be able to help you get out there, get more visible, and share you with the world. All right, guys. Take care.